Okay, so far we've gone over Mage and Berserker. Now we're going over the healer class. Now, I'm just gonna say this right now. Healer class I feel is like the most, I guess, like mixed class you can play. Cause you can play like Berserk healer, Mage healer, Tank healer. I don't know about Archer healer, but I think that exists. Okay, so so I looked around in the auction house and there's not that many healer stuff. So that's already a big problem. So but for like the first few floors, nt- like just use whatever you got, whatever you can get your hands on or like get carries because the first set is going to be adaptive. The first like decent set. This is like cuz adaptive is in my opinion and probably other people's opinion is one of the best beginner or early game um dungeons armor because it has a boost for everything. Yeah, it has a boost for every class. Like for healer you get 10% or HP regeneration and 40 hearts. And on top of that you already get the health, defense, and intelligence buff it gives. For weapons is well, the adaptive blade. This is basically the same case as the adaptive armor. Only because, well, again, not that much stuff for healer, sadly. Which is actually surprising because I'd say healer is honestly healer and tank is honestly the most like unplayed class, I guess. Like the main three classes I've seen are these three. Archers for you already know, like literally one tapping bosses. They do insane damage. Mages, well, I don't even have to explain mage because that's all you need for a mage. Um and Berserker, literally Berserker can literally be your tank. Like that bloodlust ability, oops. That bloodlust ability literally like gives yourself self-healing, and because of how Berserker plays, you're going to be a tank. Because you're as you hit things, you're gonna get insane lifesteal. So yeah, for healer, well, but I do see some healers. So this is for you. Or if you just want to, for some reason, level up classes and you don't know what to do for healer, you can pretty much do anything. But aside from the adaptive blade, I'd say go for the cleaver section. Because again, AoE damage, you can hit a lot of mobs at the same time. It does good damage. And even I've used it before for like floor 4 in case there's like a horde of mobs and there's no one around you. Now, now I'm gonna just get this out of the way first. I feel like the most important like dungeon utility for healer is gonna be Spirit Leap because it lets you teleport to any teammate and you can help them. Okay, like in case like in my situation, I can't survive. I can't survive. Let's say I can't survive a specific section or I need help from someone who has healing abilities, type it in chat. Be like, need healer plus something like that. They come over and they help me out. So yeah. And I'd say also invest on this, a florid zombie sword, because well, you heal yourself, you heal players around you, you get as a healer 7 charges. So there's like no excuse for a healer not to have this weapon. And that's literally it for, I guess, um early game. Is adaptive armor, adaptive sword, the cleaver. If you can, no, you can't get the hyper cleaver. You need pretty high dungeon level for that, so super cleaver will work fine. For the helmet will literally be the mender section of this. It will literally be mender helmet. Once you are high enough level, then go through the fedora. Then once you're higher level, which is catacombs 28, then mender crown. So yeah, that's literally gonna be your helmet. I'll go over some alternatives if you don't want to use this, because obviously everything is technically optional. Now for mid game, so like floor 4 to like maybe 6, maybe like 4, 4, 5, get a carry for 6, because um you're gonna need some stuff from floor 6, and you probably need completion for it. And because the new armor set is going to be Necromancer Lord right here. Necromancer Lord, because, well, one, look at that health. You have a lot of health, a lot of defense, and a lot of intelligence, so you can use your healing. Well, that's if you put necrotic, but personally, I'd go for maybe something like this, Titanic or Giant. A Giant Reforge with the Giant's Tooth right here, perfect. A Mythic Necromancer leggings. You gain 1,776 extra health, or just health. So, like, yeah, put Giant on your armor. If you don't have enough for Giant, then go Titanic. Um, so yeah, Necromancer Lord. If you want, I guess, a cheaper alternative, because Necromancer Lord chestplate, this is pretty pricey. 10 mil. And if you are trying to 5-star, I sold mine for 16 mil. So yeah. So if you want alternatives to the armor, I'd say if you're looking for defense and health, which you should because you're healer, then perfect armor. I'm still using the perfect chestplate just because I need that defense. So yeah, perfect armor. Let's see if I can find. Okay, you know what? Let's just do tier 10. Or what tier is this? Tier 12. No, you shouldn't go higher than tier 10, or like the highest I'd say is tier 11. Like tier 12 is kind of unnecessary, because by the time your catacombs 30, you should already have like storm armor, necron armor, all that stuff. So tier 10, tier 11 should be your max. So right here, Um, you can already see you have a ton of defense, like plus 1,000 defense in dungeons with the giant reforge plus 800 health. That's a lot. That like even without the giant reforge, like that's still a lot. Look at that, 1,000 for the chest plate. Is there one with the okay right here? 900 with the ancient. Like even without it, the defense is still insane, which is good. Cause look at that, chest plate's only 5 mil. I think I bought mine for like 6 or 7 just because I got lazy with the enchants. The leggings, if you want them, like 6 mil also, which is a fair price. But the helmet should stick to this, the Mender helmets, or if you want Necromancer Lord, up to you. And for weapons, that's when you should start going towards the flower, if I can spell, flower of truth. Because, well, I don't even have to explain how good this weapon is. Heat Seeking Rose only takes out 10% of your mana and takes out 3 enemies. See, this is the, I guess, Berserk healer type of deal. So you want the Flower of Truth and or Livid Dagger. Again, Berserk healer type of stuff. And if you want to try out Mage healer, then go for Spirit Scepter. Because by the time you're using this set that I just mentioned, you should already have floor 4 completion, considering that um considering I mentioned Necromancer Lord. So Spirit Scepter if you want to go like Mage Healer. Oh, and one more thing about perfect armor, you don't have to get like straight tier 10, tier 8, all that stuff. You can go lower tier, maybe something like right here, tier 6 or 7. Well, if you can get start already, that'd be great. Yeah, it's honestly a pain since you need diamond essence. I got mine starred. So if you can get something like a 5-star tier 6, then you should be able to just level it up yourself as you progress. Cause I mean I don't know, but I think tier 9 is like Catacombs 21 with the dungeonized perfect armor. And you can just upgrade it to tier 10. You keep your stars, you keep your enchants. So this chestplate will get better. This chestplate will get better over time. Now, again, have you should have a zombie sword. Anything, but Florid zombie sword is honestly the best one you should get. Because look at the lowest bin. 1.8 mil to 2 mil. Your necromancer, like your necromancer lord, your literally your leggings will be more expensive than the sword. So you should literally have this already. Now, again, have spirit leaps with you. Maybe have a mana flux. Just any of the fluxes, because if you're healer, you're gonna need this. Except radiant. Radiant is not that good, especially if you're going higher level healer, because you're gonna need insane healing. Now this next one's gonna be a really big jump. because again, for healer you have two paths you can take. You can go for Berserk healer or Mage healer. So for Berserk healer, you're gonna want to go for Necron armor, which is probably the best, I guess, left click set you can get. Because look at those stats. Let me look for one that's ancient. Right here. A 3-star one will give you 100 strength, 90, 92 crit damage, and 15% crit chance. Let me look for right here. 219 strength. So you'll be doing a lot of self-healing to yourself. Now, I guess there's another alternative, and well, I don't really know if you'd want it. I mean, it's really cheap, but I guess Goldor, Goldor armor, because well, I guess it's the best like health set, health and defense set if you want to be tanky. But other than that, just go Necron if you want a Berserk style healer. Your weapon should jump from Flower of Truth and Livid Dagger to the Valkyrie, which is gonna put a big toll on your bank. Like I'm still trying to recover from my Hyperion. So yeah. This is gonna take a lot of money to get, but if you can get it, you'll be fine. And then if you're trying to go for Mage healer, then Storm armor. Literally just use Mage setup. So Necrotic or Giant, Chestplate, Loving, that's like a must. That's like a must just because of the 5% ability damage. And if you're going for Mage healer, then you should, instead of the Valkyrie, go for a Hyperion, which is pretty pricey. Now, let me go to, yeah, the cheapest one, 335 mil. So that's gonna be that's gonna be a lot on you. Now let me now there's only mythic ones. So maybe if you want a Valkyrie, if you go Berserk healer, you can go for a legendary Hyperion. Okay, where are these Hyperions? Okay, right here. Go for a legendary Hyperion, craft it to a Valkyrie, or just get the Wither Catalyst yourself from the auction house and the Necron's handle, make the Valkyrie yourself. Now for pets, again, this is dependent on you. If you want Mage, go for Sheep, so you can at least do some damage. If you want Berserk, go for um baby Yeti. Only epic because legendary effect is kind of useless. Unless because it only involves the Yeti sword, which you're not gonna have. So epic will be enough. If you want to see the price, it will be around. Well, I got mine for 40 mil. Yeah, look at this, level 99. Someone bought it. Right here, level 100, 38 mil, 41 mil. So yeah, 40. I'd say 40 to 43. Yeah, 40 to 43 mil should be the price range you should look for. if you want a level 100 Baby Yeti. Sheep Pet if you want for Mage Healer. And if you want just more health overall, then Blue Whale. It should cost you around the same as Baby Yeti for legendary level 100. Yeah, right here, 43 mil. About the same, maybe a little more. But if you're going Berserk, it doesn't matter which one you go for. Either you want more EHP or just HP. Yep. Now if I can figure it out here. If you just want more health like this, then go for Blue Whale. If you want more effective health, go for Baby Yeti. The sheep is if you're mage. And you would if you choose mage healer, you wouldn't be going for Baby Yeti. Your choice would either be sheep or Blue Whale. Sheep for more damage, Blue Whale for more health. And I think that's it for the armor and weapons. Your reforge again will be dependent the on what type of healer you want to be. So if you want a mage healer, go for demonic or bizarre. If you want berserk healer, go for shaded. Go for a mix of shaded, strong, and forceful. Yep, get a mix of these three, and that's your why am I forgetting here? Accessories. There we go. How did I manage to forget accessories? Like the actual name of it. For weapon reforges, again, depending on what you want. Berserk healer will get withered. Mage healer will get heroic. For armor, again, dependent, but I would say for both of them, giant reforge or titanic reforge. For berserk, if you want if you want more damage, go for ancient or fierce if you're on a budget. For mages, have the chest plate always at loving, and you can play around with necrotic or giant. On the other three pieces, your choice. Now for the extra weapons for mage, I guess they're more like tools. Again, zombie sword. I don't even have to explain this. It's free healing. Every class should have this. Just in case. Maybe Berserker's an exception because literally every time they left click something, they get lifesteal. So yeah. Then you should have any power orb, but again, if you're gonna be you're not gonna go to floor 7 with a mana flux. You're gonna go to floor 7 with at least an overflux or a plasma flux if you're a rich boy. So yeah. You will also probably want to grab yourself a Bonzo mask. You're not gonna be using this as your main helmet. This is if you feel you're going to die. It's like if you actually feel you're going to die and you need the extra life, and once your helmet procs, you can switch back to you can use the 3 seconds to switch back to maybe your fedora, or if you're playing mage healer and you choose to have wither goggles instead, then switch to that. You should have, well, a voodoo doll, ice spray. This is again This is one of those like every class thing. They should always have one. And I think that's pretty much it. So, a little quick recap. You want for starting out, use whatever you have. Once you reach floor 3, floor 4, that area, go for adaptive armor for your early game set, which will last you pretty good while. Then move on to Necromancer Lord or Perfect Armor. And of course, your choice for the helmet. For endgame, your armor should be any of the Wither armors, really. If you want Goldor, go for it. But I'd personally recommend Berserk for Berserkers, Necron for Mages, Storm. Now for weapons, early game would be Adaptive and a Cleaver, a Super Cleaver at minimum. For mid game, you're looking at Flower of Truth and Livid Dagger for Berserkers. For Berserk Mage. Wait, no, that didn't come out right. Uh, Flower of Truth and Livid Dagger for Berserk Healers. There we go. And a Spirit Scepter for Mage Healers. Late game, your weapons will literally either be a Hyperion or Valkyrie. Again, if for the helmet, you want this. If you want the giant cleaver, you can still use it. So yeah. For reforges, for weapons, withered for berserkers, heroic for mages. For armor reforges, ancient for berserkers, necrotic and loving for mages. If you want, change your armor to giant, but if you're playing mage, chestplate at loving. Then, no matter what you're playing, have a zombie sword with you. So yeah, for accessories, either go berserk style reforges for berserker mage. Why do I keep saying berserker mage? I guess I'm too used to mage. Or berserk healers, and um heroic for mage healers. For pets, again, depending on what class, what type of mage, what type of healer you're playing. Baby Yeti and Blue Whale. Baby Yeti and or Blue Whale for Berserk healers. Sheep and Blue Whale for Mage healers. But yeah, I think that'll be it for now. We have 2 more classes to go over, and that's tank and archer. I think I'm gonna go for tank next, just only because I feel like it's the same case as healer, and archer is pretty simple. So for now, I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully this came out to be useful, and we'll see you next time.